It's rather the domestic circumstances that led to all these recognition of Palestine. And that's what the Israelis are worried about in these upcoming midterm elections in the US. They are terrified that not only if Mamdani wins in New York, then we can argue that it's just New York. AOC won in New York. But what if Omar Fatah wins in Minnesota? What if in Texas Ted Cruz loses after that humiliating interview that he did with Tucker Carlson when Americans realize that Ted Cruz is Israel first instead of America first? What happens if people, there's a senator in Michigan who came out and said, I will no longer take any penny from AIPAC. What happens if those progressive caucus and the Democrats who are voting now against the arms, what happens if their congressmen come out and say, what if it becomes a political asset to say, I took no money from AIPAC? What if it becomes a political asset to say, I'm not associated with the Israelis? The Israelis are in panic mode. They've never been in this kind of situation before, where as a result of domestic politics, as a result of grassroots politics, as a result of things happening on the ground, their allies are now looking at the Israelis and saying, it used to be I had to be allied with you to win, but if I'm too close to you, I'm going to lose. And that's why we see this wave of the Palestinian recognition, and that's why Netanyahu responded by saying we will never recognize a Palestinian state. And it's why Netanyahu is telling his base that the world is listening to these Palestinians, and they're listening to these thinking Muslims, and they're listening to Omar, and they're listening to Jalal and these others and whatnot.